So my summer job is at an acting troupe in my little city. We do children's theater in a park and haunted hikes throughout the city at night. I live on the east coast of North America, so we have really old cities. So anyway, we have a headquarters where we do all of our writing for our plays and where we do day camps with kids. The building is an old barn turned into an office, and upstairs there's a kind of play area for the kids. I joined the troupe last year and immediately had all ghost disbelief stamped out of me. All of the older troupe members had stories about our headquarters. I should mention that after a haunted hike, we head back to our building, get changed, and leave around midnight. So anyway, most of the stories revolve around this time of the night. Most of the stories include hearing something large and heavy being dragged across the floor upstairs. Our best guess is it might be a ghostly bag of seed. Others say they hear whistling coming from upstairs or the very dark and narrow staircase leading to the upstairs. Last summer seemed to be when a lot more activity occurred. Two of my co-workers were in the front entry area putting away costumes into the boxes for the next day when they heard whistling coming from the stairs, which was right beside them. Both shrugged it off and one walked into the office. The other, who remained in the front entry, said she heard the whistling again and turned and saw what she described as a cloud of darkness that sped up the stairs. Another time, which I witnessed firsthand, was when we were all sitting in the office after a hike drinking some beers when we heard the door upstairs slam harder than I have ever heard a door slam before in my life. Now I know what you're thinking, obviously a window was open or something. Well, you're wrong. After a few minutes of gaining some courage, a few of us went upstairs to see if that was the case. Upon investigation, we saw that no windows were open in the building at all. Later that night, we heard the noise of the big bag of seed being dragged across the floor upstairs. And for the last story I have of this haunted building, that everyone who works there, no matter how much of a skeptic they were, now believe beyond a shadow of a doubt is haunted, is what scared me the most. Again, this happened after a haunted hike we performed. Two of us were putting costumes away in the front entry just like the other two girls from the other story. We were just talking to each other about random stuff when we heard the sound that I can only describe as, I felt like my ears were going to vomit. We were just standing there when we heard what seemed like metal being grounded up in a blender. It was terrifying. What was really scary about it was the sheer clarity of the sound in our heads and the volume of it. It seemed as if it shook the building, as if people blocks away could have heard it. So obviously we ran as fast as we could in the office where the rest of the co-workers were. We actually both got stuck in the doorway because we were both trying to get in so fast. But when we asked if they heard the noise, they all had no idea what we were talking about. So, I'll wrap this up by saying, this is where I work every summer. I have the time of my life working there and getting adrenaline rushes after working there every night. The city we live in is supposedly one of the most haunted in Canada, and there are plenty of stories we tell. Right across from our building is a cathedral where there is supposedly one of the most spotted ghosts in Canada. In college, two girls had been stopped at a stoplight a couple of blocks from campus when they were carjacked by two thugs. The thugs apparently took their cell phones and texted some of their friends, asking them to meet the girls behind the library. Luckily, one of the friends recognized that it was unlike the cell phone owner to text something like that, and she contacted the cops. Second one of my friends was apartment hunting. She responded to an ad in the local newspaper about an apartment that sounded great. The guy on the phone told her that the apartment was in great condition and that he was leaving the country and wanted to sublet for an extended period of time. They set up a place and time to meet so he could show her the place. She, not realizing that anything was off, called the apartment complex to make sure that they allowed subletting so she didn't get in trouble. The complex told her that no one with the man's name was renting a property from them. She was too nervous to do it, but I contacted the local paper and told them what was going on, and they didn't do jack shit about it.